Hi there, Gary here again, and in this video I want to talk about lesson structure. Now I will go into each part of the lesson structure in different videos, but there won't be enough time on this one, so I'm just going to give you a brief outline of the basic lesson structure and go into a little bit of detail with the first part of it. Basically with the lesson structure you've got 6 elements, so you've got the introduction, the recap, the objective, the main points or briefing, and then your practice, and then a summary at the end. So the one that I want to go into more detail with in this video is the introduction. Introduction might sound quite simplistic. You're going to introduce yourself to the pupil, but a lot of people get stuck at that point and don't quite know where to go and how to start it, and if you have a bad start it knocks on to the rest of that lesson. So to get the ball rolling, a good way of doing that is not only just to introduce yourself to the pupil, which you would obviously do, but to repeat back a bit of the word picture that you've just been given. You've got to remember that so far the pupil hasn't told you anything. The examiner gave you the word picture which explained what you're going to be teaching, and then he goes into role, or she goes into role as the pupil, and you've got to take over. So you can't say to the pupil, oh, you just told me you want me to teach you this, or you told me that your instructor was away. You've got to look at it as if somebody's left a message that you've got to take this pupil for today. So if you said to the pupil something like, okay, today I'm taking your lesson because your instructor's off ill, and I believe that you were going to be taught whatever the subject is that you're going to teach today. And that'll just get you started. So you would introduce yourself, shake the pupil's hand, tell them your name, and then repeat back a bit of the word picture. And you'll probably find that that's quite an easy way of getting into the lesson. And from there you will go on to the next bit, which is the recap. So the recap is questions about what the pupil's done before, what skills they've got, what knowledge they've got, and particularly things that are going to relate to the subject that you're going to teach in this lesson. Now I will go into a lot more detail about recaps in a separate video, so look out for that one. Next is your objective, and the objective is split up into 3 main elements. And the 3 elements are what you're going to teach, how you're going to teach it, and by the end what the pupil should have achieved. Again, there'll be a separate video on that in more detail. Then you've got your main points, or your briefing. After that, practice, and you're going to be helping the pupil to do whatever the subject is, do it practically. And then at the end you would finish off with a summary. And a summary is questions again, a bit like the recap. You could call it a recap at the end. And the summary consists of questions that relate to what you've just taught the pupil. So you're trying to find out, has the pupil taken on board what you've just taught them? Have they remembered it? Does it make sense? And is everything in place from that lesson? So there's your basic structure, and I'm going to do a little bit of a slideshow so you can see that again, just so that you can go through it as a recap at the end for yourself. Thanks for listening.